Devon 2024! Back out at Devon, Alberta, the Field of Dreams. There's a lot of everything cool here, and a lot of wasps. So probably gonna get stung. But we just stumbled upon these two compressors or gen sets that weren't here last year. They're really fucking cool. Like, Tony, you're what? 6'1", 6'2", 6 foot?
5'11".
5'11". We'll say 6 foot. That's a 6 foot tall engine. This is wild. I've never seen one. I've never seen these before.
White Superior.
Huge, and there's two of them. I wonder if these run. Maybe.
Yeah, 400 RPM, redline.
That's actually pretty quick for an engine this size.
I wonder what they run on though.
Kerosene or diesel. Holy crap. This is just one corner of the yard. Over there you can see a whole bunch more equipment. And we'll show you some near and dear hopdos to our heart. This is a Cat, I'm pretty sure it's a Cat 235. Some guys have told me it's a 45, but this is a Cat 245. Way over there. And this is smaller. But this was built by Henny-Set Pipelines to walk over trenches, which is really cool. So you'll notice there's no track frames on it. That's because the track frames are actually way over there in the corner. But when Henny-Set built this, they made it so that the track frames could raise up and down on it, so that they could walk over trenches regardless of the height, regardless of whether it's uneven or not, and dig the trenches properly. The stick and bucket are also supposed to be over there. That immediate one you can see there is for one of the hopdos. But yeah, this thing's really cool. Really, really cool. Henny-Set, they pull all the panels off for ease of maintenance and repairs. So while it costs a little bit on the outside, it's makes our life trying to get this stuff running easier. That's for sure. Meant for Series 627. Apparently this is donated by Ritchie Bros. Hence the fresh Ritchie Bros rebuild. It's a Ritchie Bros rebuilds make everything better. This thing's fucking cool. This is a Rego Giant. It's got two 871s in it, and apparently it runs. I've never seen it run personally, but it runs and operates. And they just rebuilt the control valve in it because it couldn't hold the oil in it to save its life. Now these big pipes here, these are for something else, something really cool that I'll show you here in a minute. Really, really, really cool. These were also built by Henny-Set Pipelines. A whole bunch of stuff was donated by them when they closed their doors. But yeah, this Rego Giant is supposed to be one of 8 or one of 9 or 7 in the world. And apparently the only one that runs and operates, which is really cool.
I think he's gonna fire up that 245, right?
Oh hell yeah, we gotta go see that. Little cat loader there. Another cat loader, 988 A series. First generation, tier 0 at its fucking finest. That little case dozer, that's really cool. Somebody put a 453 into it. That runs and operates. That Alice Chalmers dozer, that supposedly runs and operates. I haven't seen it run and operate. We haven't been here in like a year. But lots of shit. Lots of old cable style scrapers, buggies, whatever you want to call them. Turd Ferguson, Michigan crane. Apparently it runs and operates. Got a nice flag hanging from it. This is the pride and joy.
Our love child.
Our love child. We made this run and operate for the first time in what, 20 years or something like that?
15 years.
15, 20 years. And two 871s in it. It wasn't honestly that bad to get running.
No.
It was a little bit of a fight, couple stock injectors, but it turned over really good. This was custom built by Henny-Set Pipeline again. custom Reaper walker. So those big pipes over there I showed you earlier, those are actually stilts to go underneath this, and that way it could walk through rivers. There's photos of this walking through rivers, and all you can see is the cab, engines, and boom, pretty much. Really cool. We actually last year met the guy that used to run this, and man, the stories he had was just incredible. Whole undercarriage is all D8 undercarriage, just all custom built. 2 sets, 2 finals per each track. Really cool little story about these. These are dig brakes. So these were Hopdo specific. You can see on that one, way over there, there's no tab welded over it. And that's because apparently these were stolen off another machine by another company, and they had to go track them down and put them back on because you can't buy those dig brakes anymore, and you couldn't for a long time. But full custom high walker, like thing's huge, 10-15 feet tall, up to the engines, hanging off the side of that, popping injectors out was so much fun. Tiny little pumps. Cycle speeds on this were so slow. Everything was mechanical, no pilot controls whatsoever. But big, beautiful behemoth. Just gorgeous. This is what a stock Hopdo 1900 is supposed to be. Cab on the right, low, big booms. These engines both run, but unfortunately one of them, the pumps are seized up, I think, because there's over center clutches, so we'd flip them to get them to run, make sure the engines run before hydraulic function started, and we could never get the engines to turn over with the pumps hooked up. So this one could use a little pump rebuild, but I mean, they're just gear pumps. I don't think they can be that hard to rebuild. We just need to find seal kits for them. But the stick and boom, or stick and bucket, are over there past our trucks where we showed you earlier. But big, beautiful machine. Incredible work of art. This is a Coring 1066, another really cool machine, right-hand cab, crane undercarriage, hence the smooth pads, which is really interesting. All your controls are air operated, so air over hydraulic pilot system. Kind of funky. Last year when we were here, we ended up hooking the airline from my old service truck to it and got it to move. I think this had a 1271 in it. Tony, does this have a 1271 in it? Yeah, this one's got a 1271 in it. Really cool. Over there you can see a 245 that Whistle donated. It's missing everything, but it's the thought that counts. And we'll take you to the big, beautiful 245 that Whistle donated just, what, 2 weeks ago, last week, something like that? It's a big, beautiful machine. This is a little bit of a legend, the Henny-Set Polar Bear. So apparently that trencher could dig 48 inches across and 6 to 8 feet deep at wide open throttle. Now that engine, we've seen that engine is a fucking behemoth. 16 V149 two-stroke Detroit. All I'm gonna say is if that ran, we would have no eardrums. And if it ran away, I'd be running as fast as I can. Really, really cool machine, really cool story. Henny-Set built this whole thing from the ground up. I think it's sitting on a D8 or D9 undercarriage, just lengthened severely. And all full custom built trommel. Originally, apparently it had like a Cat 3516, but it didn't quite have the power they needed for it, so they dropped in that Detroit, which apparently was a locomotive engine. Big, beautiful 777 Cat. Again, also donated by Ritchie Bros. Paint donated by Ritchie Bros. Never mind. Apparently just the paint. Got the Ritchie Bros. Rebuild. I think it's got an 8-cylinder. I can't remember what it is. Oh, it is a 12. Yeah, you're right. Big girl. I think this would run without an issue. Needs a couple things like fuel shutoff solenoid and shit like that, but nothing catastrophic. But this has a looks like they built an extended box onto it, so I'm willing to bet it came from a coal hauling operation. And you'll notice the pipes in the back. It's been converted into some sort of water hauler as of right now. So that's kind of cool. And lots of old iron, like tow behind graders and stuff like that. Beautiful thing is a Dominion shovel. I don't really know much about it, but apparently runs and operates, and I'm really hoping that we can get to jump in it and operate it, because never ran a shovel before, and I think it'd be really, really cool to do that. But
Real skinny to run that thing.
built in Canada. Good thing we are skinny, mostly. But built in Canada, I like that. That's really cool. It runs again, crane undercarriages, which is really cool. It's got a little bit of a grouser on it, but nothing serious. But this over here, this is what I'm excited about today. Big, beautiful Cat 245, donated by the good people at Whistle. This thing's actually meant, quite possibly, for the age of it, easily the cleanest machine I've ever seen. Yeah. I've seen 4,000 hour 470s in worse shape, easily, but this thing's gorgeous. Big F off bucket. It's got auxiliaries, which is kind of cool. It really cool setup. Some sort of grease valve there. Don't really know what for, but really cool machine. 3406 in it. This is quite high on my bucket list to run and operate, so I'm so excited that they have one here. It's getting to play in this. It's gonna be just a fucking treat. Hands down one of my favorite machines ever built. Really great shape. Steering's really cool. One pedal forward, one pedal backwards, and then steering and auxiliaries on it. That's definitely aftermarket. That's not a Cat joystick. But just these machines are built hard. It's got some sort of Kenwood deck in it, which is kind of cool. But big, beautiful girl. We're gonna run this today, Tony.
Yes, sir.
Here's the other 245 Whistle donated, and as you can see, it's missing just a couple things here. Just one or two.
Oh, they really did a good job capping everything.
Yeah, it's great. I don't think this one will ever run again, probably.
Let's clean it up together.
But I mean, it has pumps, and it's the thought that counts. No counterweight. I mean, the pumps are there. The couplers in kind of one-ish piece. Not really. It's missing a lot of rubbers.
There's enough diesel fuel in my body that I identify as a diesel.
Something like that. Something like that, that's for sure. But yeah, no, Whistle donated this.
They did not care.
Oh yeah, cut harness apart and shit. Yeah, it's fine.
Make sure you get all the copper too.
Yeah. You need those battery cables. But cool machine. It's a shame it's in the shape it is, but
Really thin track pads there.
not really.
Compared to the other one?
Yeah, I guess narrower. Not a lot left. 245 series, B series. But no boom, no stick, no cylinders. So this one's pretty much just a parts unit. And about every wasp possible flying around it.
Yeah, that's good.
So this is a 1941 Caterpillar D7. Pony motor, starts the diesel. We're working on fighting for spark on the pony motor right now. Tony's just filing the points on the magneto, I believe it is. And then put the cat back on once we get that filed up and cleaned up nice. And hopefully we will have spark. And then once we have spark, we'll be fighting that crusty, nasty carburetor for fuel. And I mean, if we can get the pony motor to fire, there's a good chance the diesel will fire. These gas pony motors are definitely not my specialty. I know these diesels a lot better than I know the gas, but I'm excited to be learning and working on it. Cause
So I don't really understand this thing, but put things simpler, I think I just gotta put it in retard mode.
it's just like us.
Yeah.
We filed the points down, pulled all of our plug wires out of the cap, cleaned them all up really good. We got really low resistance across them, which we're happy about. Slap this bad boy back in, cap back on, and try to find a starter bar so we can spin it over, see if we actually have spark or
It
not.
is Wasp and Nom here.
It is Wasp Vietnam, you're right. Son of a bitch.
I'm going to kill these things.
Where's the ether in my torch?
Where's the ether?
Bottom of the big rolling cart. But no, this thing's cool. I'm really excited to try to get this running. I've never ran a dozer with hand clutch and foot brakes before, so I think it'll be fun. electric start works. Got that all sorted out. Electric start for the pony motor at least, but we still aren't getting spark. So I'm working on pulling 2 really dumb bolts out. One right there, and then there's one down there. They're both loose, but not finger loose, which really sucks. So we're gonna try to pull that magneto out, and then belly pan's still on it, which really sucks too. So we're gonna try to drop it and then slide it out by the equalizer bar. If that won't work, well then I might just throw in the towel. But we'll see. There's lots of these out here, so we got lots of parts if needed. We'll get it figured.
At the time? Yeah. This was like Roar, Illidel.
Okay, so we found, it does the sparkulator. It sparks. I found that out. My body's tingling still. Yeah, pretty much. It's got a spark on this wire, which is supposed to be a shut-off wire, which is kind of interesting, but it kind of makes sense at the same time. Give it ground and cancels it out. We're wondering if this cap's bad, so we're going to throw a screwdriver with some mechanics wire on, and hopefully that'll hold continuity through it, and that'll tell us if our cap is bad or our wires are bad. So we'll find out here in a second. Right, Tony?
Find out.
Oh, we got Tony laying way down there. He's finger fucking a bolt down there. We got it to have spark. There's a little tab on the, I think it was a coil, and it was bent 180 degrees out. So we bent it the right way, and then I proceeded to electrocute myself again. But it had spark, had good strong spark, it was nice and blue. So that's super exciting. We'll just make sure that it'll spark out of the spark plugs.
If this thing starts, it'll be shocking.
Fuck you. I love you. But as long as it will spark the spark plugs, we're gonna start fighting with carb. But I think they're playing at the 245, so we might have to take just a little hiatus and go check it out. Short break to play with that 245, and holy crap, is that fun. I got the magneto back on. We think it's 180 out though, so we'll have to swap plug wires around. It shouldn't be a big deal. And then we'll be making sure that it still has spark at the plugs. It's an old Northwest shovel. It's really cool. We'll have to show you guys here in a minute, but make sure to spark, and we're gonna put some gas into the pistons, and hopefully it'll light on just that, and then we'll see if the carbs, I'm hoping it's okay. I pulled the drain plug out and nothing came out, so that means hopefully there's no water in it. Right, Tony?
No water. No water.
No water.
How did how horrendous. Okay, well, that's good.
What are these?
Funny motor in.
I'd be like, everyone else is wearing earplugs. I'm like,
But,
no, it interferes with the
There's
cord.
hair.
Everything is gummed up.
Ain't got no gas.
Every fuel line.
Is that even fixable?
Yeah, we'll clean it. I hope. It's gross, but we'll get it. So after a lot of smoke, we've determined that the fuel rack on the injection pump is stuck.
What do you want?
But
What do you need?
we'll get it figured out. Experts, we got the injection pump all tuned up, got the fuel rack moving again. And she's running and operating, as you saw. And we just got Nathan here. He's about to go push some dirt with it for the first time in probably like 30 years, I bet. Hasn't ran since, I think, 2013 or something like that. But here we go. Hopefully I'll jump on her later. I hopped in the seat with Nathan. Nathan gave me a quick tutorial on how to run a hand clutch foot brake dozer, which never done before. Cool experience. We're gonna straighten the blade out on it because the blade's currently at like a 45, so you can push on an angle. And the winch drum for the blade is drifting really bad, so we're gonna tighten the brakes up on it. It's been a good day, I think. I didn't have a lot of faith in it, especially when saw that rack was stuck, but you know what? A little bit of experience. And it ran. It didn't fire right up, but it ran, and then once it cleared up, it sounded really good. So
Didn't even get that hot either.
No, it sounds good, runs good. Nathan had a full blade of dirt, and he was pushing hard with it. So play with it more tomorrow, I guess. Day 2, HCHS, September long, 2024. Tried to go fire the dozer up this morning, and it refuses to get fuel. Cleaned the carb all out yesterday because it was all plugged up full of old shit, but there's a bunch of gunk in the fuel tank that we didn't clean out, so that bit us. We figured it'd be okay, but evidently it is not.
Why were we wrong?
We were wrong.
Oh fuck. Ever had rusty fuel?
Yes, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
It's good for it.
Oh, and some shiny bits in it too.
So there was some shit in the tank. See on camera, but that is, we drained a gas tank and got a whole bunch of crud out of it. Quite nasty. And I think our carb honestly wasn't terrible. I think it was just the fucking fuel lines were plugged. So we just won't shut this off today. I had to go help throw some batteries to the polar bear, because apparently they're gonna try to get that running. But Tony fiddle-dicked and fiddle-fucked his way to getting that carb working. I think the choke butterfly was stuck, but he freed that thing up, got it all working, got the linkage working good. And now his turn to play with the D7. Nathan's up in the D7 with Tony, giving him a run through of the controls and giving him tips and tricks on operating those hand clutches and foot brakes, as well as the cable drive winch for the blade, which is really cool. You don't see a lot of cable blade equipment, and to get to run those and work on those, super cool. But he's pushing some good dirt. Notice the dozer's got a little bit of a miss, probably has a bad injector, or an injector on its way out, or even just a valve that's a little sticky. Seat might be a little toast, but we're out in the dig pit, and he seems to be having a good time with it. I hopped on the 41, and I learned very quickly I'm not very good at operating cable dozer. It's a lot to try to focus on, trying to steer when you're trying to push and keep your blade. Like, it is all hands on deck doing that. But Tony jumped on it, he's gonna run it back. Somehow, the polar bear roared to life. It was kind of terrifying. My gut would have said run.
I walked up and I was like, run.
But Nathan's out playing in the D7 now. We should try to get the D8 going. But I don't know how much longer we're gonna have here because it's like 2 o'clock. But it's fun. know, Nathan can clearly move dirt a hell of a lot better than Tony and I can put together. But Alex is now in the Dominion face shovel, which is really fucking cool. I've actually never seen one of those work, and it was so cool to get to see those two pushing pretty much up against each other. You know, bucket going in, this is dozer's feeding it, which is exactly what you would have seen back in the day. We'll try to get some more video here. We're rolling out of here. That's a wrap on our Devon 2024 adventure. Got that D7 running, which is so cool. Oh man, this place is rough. But I got that D7 running, which is super cool. A lot of people showed up, which was awesome. A lot of visitors just popping by to see what's going on. And you know what? That's the best. That's what this place needs, and that's what we need as a little organization. Just to help get our name out there and make sure that people know that we're aware. But for now, thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you made it all the way through. I'm sure it was pretty boring, but we'll catch you next time.